Good morning, Remax West. How are you? I decided to change the scenery a little bit. I decided to come outside because it is blue skies and super sunny. It is gorgeous. However, it's cold. And I also wanted to show off my new piece of, this is going to become another piece of anatomy, but thanks to Randy Yetman, he recommended that I purchase this. It's got noise cancellation. He totally sold me on it. I just went and bought it. And so all the stuff that's happening in nature in the background, you're no longer going to hear it anymore. And but it's kind of interesting that when you sit outside, nature does occur. And I had a friend that taught me a little bit about birds, and there's this whole world that happens out here. So my my balcony has become like a live painting for me. Anyway, so I decided to test it out, but I also wanted to make a point by being outside. So it is a beautiful sunny day and it is blue skies. Like there are no clouds, there's nothing going on. It's just nice and clear. And however, if you come outside and you're not dressed appropriately, it is super cold. And so this is how we have to dress. And I'd have gloves on if I didn't have paper and notes that I wanted to chat with you. But my hands are like tightly put together because I am freezing cold. And so it's kind of like this as far as how Canadians are feeling. You know, we have a lot of, I don't know if you know this or not, but Barack Obama in 2009 or in 2010 or something like that, he actually made legal propaganda. So there's a lot of propaganda that's going on, and I actually have to find that document somewhere. So, you know, so mainstream media tells us, oh, the market is doing just fine. Like, you know, unemployment is at this and GDP is at that and inflation is coming down. So it's all blue skies and sunny. And then you think, yeah, the economy is doing fine. And you come outside and you think that it's warmer than it is. And you come outside and you go, whoa, it's cold. And so you need to take a step back and then go inside and like readjust. And I think that's what's been happening in the market, is that people are starting to realize that is it me, or is everybody else getting rich and I'm not? Because that's what the average Canadian is asking. And, you know, some of us are still, look, if we're working, then chances are that we're not retired, right? And chances are we have responsibilities, and inflation is real. And so even if you have money, you're noticing, and even if you have savings, you're noticing that you're not saving as much as you used to. And that's because you're spending it on consumption like shelter and energy and food. And those are three things that are actually not included in the inflation rate these days because they removed it. So that's why you think that inflation is going down. But these three categories have been going up in double digits. And so while they tell you that the CPI and inflation is coming down and it looks like blue skies, it's actually chillier, and you're realizing that your money is not going as far as it used to. And a lot of people think that inflation is prices going up. That's actually not true. Prices going up is a symptom or a result of inflation. But inflation is a direct result of money printing, meaning that when the government prints a lot of money, right, that is what's going to create inflation. And how we feel it is in the world when we go and buy things, right? So that's why we're all feeling it. So in the last week that the government was parading across the country, spending billions of dollars, and we have been producing the least amount of housing. Money has been disappearing. And I mean, I'm just, now it's like I might as well have a cold bucket of ice that I'm just going to pour on myself by saying that money has been disappearing and it's not going to help Canadians. It's going into deep pockets. And if you've been watching Parliament, there are, like the Arrive Can scam, Arrive, whatever you want to call it, right? Instead of an app costing $80 million, which, a couple of kids in a garage could have done it for like $8,000. But let's say even $80,000. Let's even say $100,000, okay, for the Arrive Can app. It was 80 million instead. That's money that we have to pay out of our, well, not out of our pockets, but the next generation at the very least, because we're going to kick that can forward is what we're doing. So, what I want to do is because a lot of Canadians are now starting to take a step back, and this is where I want to connect, we're in the people business. A lot of Canadians are now starting to take a step back. They step outside because it's beautiful day, sunshine, and the weatherman says it's beautiful outside. So you go outside and then you step in and you go, yeah, no, I think the weatherman has it wrong. It's kind of like that in our lives right now. We're stepping back and they're saying, yeah, our life got more expensive since we bought our house, and now our mortgage payment is gone up, has ballooned at a rate that is freaking us out a little bit. And so this is where I get to help people readjust and come inside and figure out, do you need just a scarf? Do you need a hat? Do you need a new coat? Do you need gloves? Like, what is it that you need in order to be able to go out there properly and be prepared? And seniors are going to need help because they thought that they were going to give their children, the house, and they mathematically figured out how much they were going to get, and now that's changed. And also, a lot of seniors are having to tap into, right? They're having to tap into their homes in order to survive, because some are living a longer life and they can't move anywhere. And for those clients, you don't want to put them in a line of credit or give them a mortgage, but there are options where they can live in their home comfortably, okay, and not have to move or downsize or any of that sort of stuff. Yeah, lots going on in the world. And there's, like, I could talk about the budget, but there's so many takes on it and it would take hours to unravel. But I really want to combine of what's happening in the world, how it impacts us, how it impacts our finances, and really, how is it that the budget impacts rates and impacts Canadians? Yeah, it starts to trickle down. And so we need to start farming and talking to our database. And please remember that if you've made it this far in the video, I'm gonna stop pretty soon because honestly it's freezing cold out here and I think my coffee is like super cold now. Please remember that you can utilize me to help have those conversations with your clients, with making sure that they're being taken care of. We're, like Frank Colatasti says, we are in the people business, and we know that farming can happen in different ways, and sometimes helping people now means that later on they can be taken care of. And then with the right skills, we ask for referrals in different ways, and it's just a matter of getting in front of our clients and just being of service. So, and I think that just things will come out of that. And I think it's also a great way of taking care of our fellow Canadians and making sure that we find a higher purpose in our business other than just, earning a paycheck or listing a house or helping clients get into a house. It's how can we be of service later on? It's kind of like a car, you have to bring it in for service every so often. And so this is an opportunity, and you want to utilize all the different tools and skills that you have and use me as a tool. Use all the studying and following up that I've been doing use it to your advantage to take care of your clients. I am here and I am happy to give those consultations because that is inside of my purpose of doing my business. My commitment is to make sure that people build wealth through real estate, and I am a firm believer of that happening. And it's also got to be part of their estate planning now, especially for baby boomers. So how do we get those people organized? Anyway, that's it for today. Have yourselves a great week, and it'll be interesting to see what happens this week. Take care.